All right, I'm ready when you guys are ready.
I'm ready. I woke up gasping for air. I think I forgot my mouth guard to put in and giant tonsils, and I was just like, oh. It was horrifying. Don't try it.
Well, you
You
look
still
good
have
today.
tonsils?
Huh?
You still have tonsils?
Yeah, and they're huge. I don't know why
still have
anyone,
tonsils.
like, you didn't take them out. They should have just been like, these are gonna be a problem. We'll just take them out while you're a child. And no, they're still there.
Do you not
Alice,
have
do you have
tonsils?
tonsils?
Yes.
What?
Oh.
Don't most people have their tonsils?
What do they look like? Oh, wow, I can see them. Okay.
Yeah, they're
Interesting.
like a couple of testicles.
And I got my appendix.
I don't have any tonsils. I don't think that.
I've had my wisdom teeth removed recently. All right, sorry, we can start.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NOS. That's a 916 News on the Street, where three hilarious Sacramento comedians respond to today's Sacramento news. I am joined, as always, by Aurora Singh.
Oh my God, that was bad time beyond. Hi.
She's bored.
Good morning.
Bored of being awesome. She's tired of it. She's like, whatever. And then today we got Luke Sowen. What's up?
Hey, I'm suffocating.
We were checking in on you, man. How's your film going?
Oh, it's good. We filmed the third night last night. A bunch of stuff in front of my house. So just
Is Anthony K coming out to be in it?
yeah. The cast is me, Kay, and my old roommate Ali Berta. And then
Wait. Yeah, I think you went out. You, Anthony K,
Chris Teixeira,
Chris Teixeira,
and my oold roommate Ali Berta.
Okay.
Which I think you know her, right? She bartends.
I know
at the
Allie. She does improv.
Oh, you met her. You came to her house. Yeah.
Yes, I would. Well, I've seen. She used to be at the Comedy Spot all the time.
Yeah, she does improv. Yeah, and then she was bartending like on the open mic nights and stuff.
Yeah. She's awesome. So have you responded to all the backlash you received on this podcast for not having any Black members in your film? Have you guys had any rewrites, or what is the studio doing?
My publicist is still he's still drafting a response, and we're deep into we're gonna have to add one in with CGI.
Right, nice. Oh, wow, that's big. They're spending.
That's fun.
There'll be one shot where like Ellis will just pop in, but he's like his headshot, and he's just like.
I'll take it. All right, so we're not gonna end on our happy story this time. If you've been watching the show and you look forward to the happy story like I do from Aurora, we're gonna do that second to last. And then the last thing that we're gonna do is have a spoiler discussion about WandaVision. So that way you can enjoy the pod. And then Luke is like fanboy, super nerd like myself. And I think, Aurora, are you totally up to date on all the MCU movies?
I am. I got all caught up. I watched all the Marvel movies and I watched all of WandaVision. And I actually binge watched the WandaVision in a day and a half.
Nice. Oh.
Those episodes are shorter than they feel like they should be, so it's actually easier than you think it would be.
Yeah, because the credit roll is
it's literally like, and I'm glad that I watched it later because I started watching it and then I was like, next. Like, oh my God, there's another one.
It has been torture having to wait week to week.
Yeah.
So that'll be our last story. So that way, if you want to skip all the spoilers, you can just turn the pod off at that point. All right. So I got some stories today in Sacramento. I got a story and a follow-up story, right?
Oh God.
No, I got a follow-up story, and then I got a follow-up story to our follow-up story. So remember, really briefly, I was like, they're trying to build the Major League Stadium. No, a Major League Soccer Stadium.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Sacramento Republic, this is where they would play, and then they would now be in Major League Soccer. Are you guys football fans? Do you guys have a favorite soccer team? Do you regularly watch soccer games? Okay.
I like Mexico.
No.
Just because I think Mexico's tight, but I don't really know their players or anything.
Right. I mean, I
also like the U.S. women's team is really fun to watch. I like that when they do that.
I mean, every 4 years, I guess, but I don't keep up with them.
Yeah,
right.
I don't either.
I guess the point I'm trying to make was I didn't pay much attention to the story because I don't really care about soccer, and my family would be incredibly disappointed to hear me say that, but I'm sorry, right? But in my mind too, I was like, who's building a stadium in the middle of quarantine, right? And so I guess that's the deal. They had a billionaire backer, and he was going to push the team into Major League Soccer, and he was going to build a stadium right here in Sacramento, right? And so I guess what happened was, and I guess this is the follow-up story, quarantine and prices and everything started skyrocketing. And this guy, he's a billionaire. He's like, this is a bad investment right now. I'm out, right?
Right.
And because of all the extra money and something, all this stuff, like now they're talking about like a public option, like Sacramento raising the funds to get the Sacramento Republic. And they're saying it would do wonders for Sacramento like the Golden One Center has. I think the Golden One Center is pretty cool. I think it is probably a bonus for Sacramento. I think it's good for the economy, right? Something.
What wonders has the Golden Center wrought upon us?
Yeah. What is that? What's a wonder that, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I really
like Justin Bieber can come here now. Is that it? Like,
I think so. Actually,
are they planning on having like at this soccer arena? Are they also planning on having concerts and stuff? Because we have the amphitheater in Wheatland, and then we have Golden One. So we have
no one wants to drive out there.
Right, but like exactly, like Wheatland's far, and that would be the only place for outdoor, and then we have Golden One for concerts. But right now we're in a panorama, so no one's going to anything.
Right. I don't know. It seems like a bad time to be trying to. Why would you build a stadium right now?
Right, and then if they're like, oh, people will go to the games, like, will they? Because they're not really like they weren't really going to Kings games last I checked before the Pamela Anderson.
You're hilarious. Okay, that's a follow-up story. Remember, there's Sac Republic. They're trying to go into Major League Soccer. They're trying to build a stadium. The billionaire backs out, and now we are where we are, right? So then today, I'm looking for, this is the follow-up to the follow-up. There's a bunch of homeowners. There's a couple.
I thought you were going to say something much different.
I know, me too.
I was like, oh no.
What did you think of? Oh, no. There's a bunch of homeowners who bought houses right by where the stadium was going to be.
Oh.
This thing was a done deal. People are shaking hands. They're putting out statements. They're cutting ribbons. And then these other people, they're huge Sac Republic fans. Because I started thinking none of us care about soccer. But I guess somebody does, right?
Yeah, always.
And so I guess
there's people who would get into it.
There's one guy, it was like a couple, they bought the house as an investment. And now it's not going to be as, which I'm like, well, bad investment, bro. But there was a bunch of other people that were like, but them too, like, they're like, I just love Sac Republic. And I just love soccer. And I just want to be near the soccer, And like their whole life is this team, this squad. And now there's not going to be no stadium. And now they're in some weird like townhouse rooftop situation, like off in the middle in the cuts where nothing's going to be. So
they scrapped the plan. There's not going to build it anymore.
No stadium, as it appears right now. No stadium.
Well, first of all, good.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if it's good. It sucks for all those Sac Republic fans and the people who
it does, but why would you? I mean, I would rather people get a tattoo of the team on their body than you spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to live near something that doesn't exist yet. Like if you're a Raiders fan,
that's really smart to buy the house before the stadium's there.
I mean, I would say it is, but like, okay, for example, the Raiders moved from Oakland to Vegas.
LA to Oakland to Vegas. Yeah.
Right. And like just hearing that experience alone, like you need to wait till that shit is done to know for sure, because things in sports change like that. Nothing is a done deal until it's a done deal.
The Raiders are bad. Raiders are like a nasty ass side chick, just dirty. Going all over. That's like a random, like no franchise moves more than
Yeah. Also,
Then
could you
what?
think of the Raiders as like, yeah, if they're like in their 60s now, and they're like, well, let's give Vegas a shot. Like,
Yeah, they're
I'll go find myself a nice
Then
planet
what's
to
Sac
take both.
Republic? Because Sac Republic isn't a main chick. Like, what is Sac Republic then?
but Sac Republic, I don't know. Like, we don't have a lot in Sacramento. I
Right.
mean, and we should. We're the capital of the state. It's a great city. I love this city. So if we had a major league soccer team, that would be a thing that basically nobody cares about and everybody brags about. Like when people say, "Oh, your town ain't shit," we'd be like, "Well, we got the Kings and we got the Sac Republic," and people be like, but that makes
They'd
you
be like,
that
all
makes you
right. They'd be like, all right, and they'd punch you in the face. They
and we
wouldn't care.
rep for them and they rep for us. It's not like we're the Santa Clara 49ers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's like our team in a professional league.
Is Luke frozen? Luke.
Oh my God, Luke is frozen. I thought he was just bored out of his mind. He's fine. He'll be back. I'll let him in. All right.
I think that the Sac Republic fans need to get better financial advisors.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Well, I feel bad for these people, kind of, sort of, not really. All right. Let's just hope he comes back, and if he doesn't, we're just gonna keep it fun. It's just me and you, Aurora.
Okay.
Just me and you.
I was so excited to talk about WandaVision with him, though.
He'll be back, I'm sure.
Okay.
In fact, I wonder if I should just call him.
Just call him and get him back on because you can cut. You can cut, right? You can cut all this.
I can, but why should I? Come on, this is what the people want.
Oh, Luke!
He's back. He's back. Luke.
Luke, you're on mute.
Yeah, you muted your shit, son.
I don't know what happens. I just lose signal and it drop out. It's very annoying.
We were so
Oh.
sad that you weren't coming back.
Unacceptable.
I was sad. I was
We were
crying.
so sad because that WandaVision, we're like,
Yeah.
it.
I legit was like, wait, I want to talk to him about WandaVision.
I was like, let's hurry up and do all these bullshit Sacramento stories so when Luke gets back on, we can just talk WandaVision. Okay.
Oh, but real quick, I think the people who like the Republic, it's either like people who are Kings fans and they want something else to also be into, or it's just like cool Midtown kids who live there and are like, I'm a young up and coming marketing major. And then they just are like, let's all go. And they just drink at the game and they don't actually watch, but they wear like the scarf and they're like, I'm a soccer fan now. So that was,
Yeah.
I love playing soccer. My name is Rodriguez. My whole family, they play soccer. My dad was my coach. And
I
I
like
see
playing.
him watch like the Panama team when they play once in a while, but he doesn't watch soccer. I don't know anybody who regularly watches soccer.
Once in a
Yeah.
while, you meet someone who's like, oh yeah, I'm into Premier League, and they have like a subscription and they stay up till like 3 a.m. to watch it when it's on, you know?
I don't know
So-
anybody like that, but I know they exist.
I don't know anyone like that.
Ian Edwards, famous comedian, he does it,
Yeah.
but we don't know him, so.
Yeah, we don't know him.
All right. This one is a story. It's all mysteries. I have no idea what's happening. Just give me your theories.
Oh, I love this.
All right, because it is very vague. And I want to go. Let's start with whoever wants to go first. All right. And this one, KCRA, Roseville, California. The Department of Homeland Security on Wednesday raided a Roseville home. And Roseville police and federal officials issued a search warrant to a house in Roseville, right? That house was the home of he was currently active Sacramento County Sheriff. So Homeland Security raided a house in Roseville of a deputy, right? And then
we don't know why.
And then the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office is aware of the regional agency investigating this incident, and we support them. 47 minutes later, the Sheriff's Office said, as of this morning, the deputy is no longer employed with the department.
Damn.
Homeland Security raids his house in Roseville, and then the sheriff department goes, "Hey, we're working with Homeland Security on this raid." And then less than an hour later, they're like, "Yeah, this dude is fired." So
child porn, 100%.
Ooh.
No, it's got to be worse, way worse.
Worse? What's worse?
Oh, it's gonna be way. He had.
It's hard to come up with something way worse than that. But wouldn't is that Homeland Security? Would Homeland Security?
I don't know. That's
more
probably
of an FBI thing.
Yeah, probably. Right? Maybe he was running a Russian troll farm on our soil.
Well,
wait a minute.
If it's on our soil, then that's an American troll farm, right? Like, what makes it Russian?
Yeah, but if it's managed by the Russians.
Wait, Homeland Security is like a big. That's like federal. That's like the United States of America. That's not just like, oh, local. That's like the FBI came in and swooped your house, right?
And I don't know if it's they're above FBI, but they're like right.
They deal with external threats, right? Like they deal with, other countries invading or trying to do shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, I think that this guy definitely had child sex slaves in his house.
That is worse.
Like R. Kelly style. I don't think so.
Oh no, way worse. I'm sure R. Kelly
raided his house and the news was there. So they would have reported, oh, and then like a whole crazy, group of a half dozen little girls came out the basement. Like they would have seen them leaving
they want to protect the children's identities. So they just said, oh no, he's out.
Well, I have so many questions because like I'm number one, the department fires him, right? And the department is helping to, whatever. They're like not going along with it, but they're like whatever they said, right?
Right.
So do you think it was like this guy acting alone? Is it this one sheriff deputy? Or is Homeland Security investigating him for something that's going to end up getting like at least another couple heads cut off?
I know exactly what's going on.
Tell me.
So what's going on is that there is a group of people in Sacramento who are trying to sex traffic children and also kill all the Black people. Just hear me out on this. Then they found one person who's like, oh, they were lazy. They were kind of messy when trying to get all of them. They found one guy at the bottom and they said, hey, we'll give you a plea bargain. This is all SVU. This is like basic. They said, we'll give you a plea bargain if you give us the head guy. Who's in charge? The sheriff.
This is all bad. I don't know why. And we lost Luke. He just drops this random accusation of child porn, and now we're just running with it. Now it's just the whole. I don't think it's that because I think that's an FBI thing. So you know what I think it is? Maybe I think it's like some Proud Boy shit. I think it's like, yeah, I think it's like some connected to some group of the people that broke into the Capitol and they got some new plan coming up and they whatever. And this guy's like within the department, like feeding them information. Like, I don't know. And I wouldn't think he was alone, but I think Homeland Security was like, yo, y'all got some stuff planned. And if we raid his house right now, we'll catch him with it red-handed. And I think that's what it is. Because they also didn't say nothing about it. They didn't say anything about what he was under investigation for. They didn't say if he was under arrest, nothing.
I'll just pop in and out as my computer decides, I'm just here for the ride.
every time it like knocks you off, Luke, I get a little sad.
Yeah. I know. I don't know why my internet's fine. It's just my laptop is like deciding to lose signal for no reason, it feels like. So
what's your final guess? What do you think that this sheriff, because mine is, I don't know, white supremacist terrorist or whatever organization. I think it's some kind of connection to like.
That would fit for Homeland Security.
That's my best guess.
I could see that because there's like when all the election stuff was going on, there was all those little organizations and gatherings with the big trucks and the flags, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe he was like a ringleader, grand wizard or some shit.
All right, and what's your best guess, Aurora?
I think he was trying to kill all the black people.
We're on the same page.
Yeah. And the whole like deputy department, the whole department was like, hey, we don't like black people, but like not like we don't hate them that much, you know.
Calm down.
Like, whoa, you were taking it a little too far, bro. Like, we just like want to punch him a few extra times. We're not trying to kill them all.
Like, well, we just don't like them because their dicks are bigger. Okay, that's all. It's only because of that. It's not because of anything else.
Yeah, like
it's like a small racist thing instead of like.
I bet his name's like Daryl too, and they're like, Daryl, you're taking it too far. Daryl, no, you are fired.
Merle, shut up, Merle. Daryl and Merle. Wait, isn't that the names of the guys on Walking Dead? It's Daryl and what was his brother's name?
I don't know. I didn't watch Walking Dead.
I didn't watch Walking Dead. I watched
one of them. One of them died, and one of them shoots a crossbow still. So,
ooh.
All right, this is another follow-up to the black guy that quit the fire department, right? Because he was the only black fireman, and they were saying whatever they were saying, right? Well, obviously they kept asking my man questions, so he keeps releasing statements. So the original one was, why can't these people stop protesting and go back to shooting each other? And apparently some other fireman, he said, was driving by a group of black kids and called them N-words. And it's just the way they talk about women and other sexualities. They still say, so this one, so they said a bunch of racist and homophobic stuff, right? Surprise, surprise. Okay.
Par for the course.
But in the story, what I couldn't understand, or I thought was funny, is like the way they talk about women, different sexualities, they still say star. So they wouldn't. Apparently, these firefighters are saying some word that starts with RE star and F star. So star doesn't mean.
It's just retard. No D.
So retard.
But there's no D because it's only 3 stars.
But the other one says F, and he's like women and different sex.
Yeah, you know what F is, right? You know the F one.
Well, they're saying fat,
F8.
right?
What?
They're saying fat.
How many stars? Oh, F. It's just F star.
Well, I think star just means bad words here, right?
Right.
Oh, like they don't. Oh, because when I do it, if I blank something out, I do the exact amount of letters. But then,
me too.
So you have to know which one it is.
I want motherfuckers to know, you know? But then it's like, I understand we're not supposed to say retard, and I try not to say it. I would say mostly I don't say it, but I don't understand it. I just don't say it because we've all agreed, right? Calling gay people a faggot is bad.
That's
you know
real
what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing that where we'd be like, it's not the N-word. Everybody wants to make everything the N-word. It's not the equivalent, but it's full of hate. There's not a good way to say it. It should only be said ironically if you're within the group.
If you think of it in doom terms, right? The N-word is the BFG.
Okay.
Nothing beats the BFG. And then the F word is like,
I like this.
It's like the rocket launcher. Like it's a big deal. Maybe not. No, there's like something between the rocket launcher and the BFG. I forget what it is. There's like a rail gun or something, but it's like, it's pretty bad. It can fuck some shit up, but also like, it's not the BFG clears a room, you know?
I don't know. I would be like, if you heard some firemen saying the N-word or the F word, let's call it, I would be like, damn, that's unprofessional, you know? But if I heard him saying retard, but not like as referring to someone who is mentally handicapped, but just throwing that out.
That's
because we all grew up saying it like on the playground. It was just, oh, that's retarded. Like we just say that.
But I think that's the point of what the firefighter that left said. Like that's the point of why he left. He's like, they're so far behind. Like they're just saying things that you said in the 90s or the 80s on the playground. And it's like we're not supposed to talk like that anymore because we've learned that is offensive and it's not funny. Also, like not funny. It's just if they're like trying to be creative and you're saying,
you don't know if it wasn't funny. You weren't there when he said it.
Yeah, that's true. It could have been very funny.
Hey, You weren't there when he said it.
I guarantee
always,
you it was not funny.
I guarantee you a lot of times it wasn't, or it wasn't meant to be funny.
A lot of times
the odds are a couple of times somebody fucking nailed it. Somebody was like,
No.
Wait, for which word? The R word or the F word?
I don't know. I'm assuming at least one.
No.
I'm assuming somebody. I mean, in fact, I'm assuming the first person that ever did it nailed it so hard. Everybody's been trying to like. They were like, "Well, fucking Merle pulled it off that one time."
I would have quit. I would have been like, that was not funny. It's never funny. Bye-bye. I'm out. Peace. Bitch.
I was trying to work on a bit. I don't want to run bits by you, but I just feel like it's relevant. I was trying to work on a bit about the like the word retard and how like I feel like it's only because of white people that the word got canceled, because there's no like coalition of mentally handicapped people who are like, don't say that word. I'm not going to do the voice, but you know, it's like there's
the voice.
Because here's the thing: there's Black Twitter, there's the NAACP, there's no retarded Twitter, and there's no RAACP. So I'm just saying, Aurora's mad.
I hate this conversation so much.
You know what? Somebody, I can't remember who it was, probably a comic, but they did point something out where they were like, now we're being super ultra sensitive to the mentally handicapped, right? But where are they?
That's the point of the bit, is I'm like, do they even know that we're saying it?
Yeah, not even that. I can't, like, they used to be represented in media.
Yeah.
Right? Now let's say painfully so in some cases, but just showing them for who they are in other cases, right? And the Special Olympics, and there was like a lot of
Johnny Knoxville movie.
We're just like, yeah, there are people amongst us that are physically and mentally, or perhaps mentally handicapped. And now we're all very, very sensitive about the subject, but literally we keep these people shuttered away. I do not see them anywhere.
I think that's a problem. I think we need to see them more.
I do too.
We need to include them. When I was in LA, there was a lot of comedians that went up that were handicapped.
Oh yeah.
I saw comedians in LA that would go up and do stand-up, and they had like missing limbs, or they had a mental impairment, or like mental disability or something, and they would go up and tell jokes, and they were way funnier than any of us.
Yeah, some guys.
There's a guy who does roast battle at the Comedy Store who's in a wheelchair, and I think he has a really debilitating disease, but he's so funny. Yeah. But he also, like, he takes the jokes in stride when people make fun of him and, you know, how he can't move or whatever. So I think that's valuable, to be able to laugh at stuff in a healthy way, like not in a hateful way, but just like in a, like, oh, we're
sorry, this is so random, but when I was in LA, I went to the Improv to try and get up at their open mic. I never got up, but they called this comedian up who was in a wheelchair. He went up there and he was like, well, this is the best fucking set I'm going to tell next to a stage, because they didn't have a ramp, and it was just and the whole time he was like, not the whole time, but he being on the Improv, like the comedy club as a whole, in like the funniest way, where like the owners weren't mad at all, but it was just like so funny, because he was just like, you guys, there's no fucking ramp. No one can see. There's not even a light. Can you guys move? Yeah. There's no light, so no one can even see me over here.
He's just the voice of God on the side.
Why did they just lift?
It was high. No, it was like a high stage. Yeah, no, you couldn't. It would have been like, it wasn't like a lift and push on there. It would have been like a lift almost to like here.
Oh wow.
The funniest handicap set I've ever seen was this dude who was blind, and he gets up and they tell him do 10 minutes, and he's 15 minutes in, and the manager is flashing the light, and she is pissed. She's flashing the light. She's pacing up and down, and she's like, why isn't this guy's so unprofessional, he will never work here again. I'm like, are you listening to his set? And she's like, huh, what are you listening to what he is saying? And they're like all blind jokes, and she's like, oh shit. And then
how do you tell someone who's blind?
Well, here you go. Wouldn't it be nice to have that conversation before they went on stage? Because now she has no, like, you could normally they work on a some kind of audio thing, or you tap on this, or you play a little, you know, kind of thing. But now he has no way.
It's just like,
yeah.
They're just waving their arms in the
So
air.
they just started playing music, and he was like, "All right," and he had a joke ready for it. He's like, "Obviously, they don't know how to tell me to get off stage."
That is so good.
Well, the people at the council, Mr. Eric Guerra is a council member. They think that the allegations of the statements of the fire department are truly alarming in the city. In a city that prides itself for being one of the most diverse in the nation, we cannot have room for a workplace environment that foments discriminatory attitudes toward people of color and the very communities they serve. So now, fire department's finna get investigated, I guess, by the council.
Good.
I guess.
Hold them accountable, and you can't say the R word. It's not funny. You can't say the F word. It's not funny. You can't say the N word. It's not funny.
That's
Have
not
you seen
true.
CK though?
You shouldn't say those words
They're not
because
funny.
they're rarely funny. But when somebody like nails it,
Yeah, I don't believe that nothing is.
shit.
I don't. There's some things that are fucked up, but it's like we've all laughed at a Holocaust joke. So if you can't,
No,
it's
I
like
have not.
Well, you have not been hanging out with the right comedians.
You're laughing
Oh
right
my
now.
God.
You're laughing right now because he made a joke where the punchline.
Because I'm uncomfortable.
That's
Okay,
the
we've
whole
all
point, though.
uncomfortably laughed at Holocaust.
It helps us process awful things, and it also
You guys know? Yeah. You guys know Mike Pace?
No.
Yeah. Wait, the local comedian?
Well, I don't think he's local, but he's a comedian, and he's just
Wait, what's his name?
Mike Pace. I don't know, whatever. I just think he's a god. And we go to this set, and the booker's like, "Be clean, man. This is a holiday set. Be clean." I was like, "Okay." And then right before I go on stage, "Hey, remember, be clean." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I get up. I was clean. That was very funny. Everybody's happy. Then Mike Pace comes up to close it. Right? He's 15 minutes into a set, said "cunt" twice. Right? Booker didn't say
like I don't like that word either.
Booker didn't say shit, and he just pulled it off. He just like, you get away with it or you don't. You know, if you're in England, it's no big deal. If you're here and you're pulling off C word,
Dude, if you say fanny in England, they get upset. That's a different thing there. But that's why it's silly.
What's
That's why
fanny?
it's silly to make a word. I mean, like there are certain words for sure, like they carry too much weight. I understand, but I just feel like to go this collection of letters. I can't even. It's like, why? Like if somebody finds a way to make it funny, I'm not saying like you should be able to use it all the time and like,
oh man, all these firemen sitting around working on their set.
yeah. How are they supposed to? I just think it's silly to like write something off completely. Like it's such a weird thing. And it also feels like it feels fascist because it's like you can't do this anymore. That's what fascism is. It's very controlling. So it's like and that's what's funny about, and I'm not trying to get all into a whole thing, but like, and I'm not Republican or right wing really at all, but I've just the people on the really far left, they do this thing that's like, you can't do this and this and this, and it's very, very controlling. And it's like they don't see the irony that they're doing exactly what they hate. They're just doing it in a different way. And I just think it's so silly and like they're full of shit when they do that. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm much less concerned about what racist words you say and much more concerned about you being racist. Like I don't care.
It's like the intent and the energy and who you are. Yeah.
It is the intent of those words, and as long as you don't got hate in your heart and the stuff that you're saying is intended to, I don't know, whatever. But obviously if you're some kind of fireman and you're dropping N-bombs, that you weren't that wasn't meant to be a joke, probably. Okay.
Don't save a baby from a burning building and then call it the N-word. That's not okay.
Okay. I got two two more stories. We'll get to our happy story. All right, let's do this one. West Sacramento mom puts up, "This neighborhood is full of Karen" sign on her after her neighbors complain about the noise. So there's some lady and she has hella kids. So like 5 or 6. She has hella kids. I think like 5 kids or something. And they move into this neighborhood and they just start being kids. They're like playing basketball in their front yard. They're skateboarding, right? And apparently they got a bunch of neighbors that are like, that been there for a while and it's a quiet little cul-de-sac and they weren't ready for like 5 kids or whatever. So When
Brady
they
Bunch.
asked my man about why he was complaining about the noise and calling the police on the on his family, he was like, "They're the animal house," and we didn't live. We he said it sounds like we're at a park. It's not a park. It's a neighborhood. If we want to live near a park, we would.
What neighborhood was this?
Some neighborhood in West Sacramento. And so the mom's had like 3 or 4 times people called the cops on her kids for skateboarding out front, right? And so she put up a sign that said, "This neighborhood is full of Karens."
What do the cops even do when they come? Are they like, hey, have a good day? Like, what are they?
Basically, yeah, I think they show up.
You're under arrest for kick flips, you Kyle.
You call
Yeah,
that
laser
Ollie?
kickflip.
Get him, Daryl. And then also, what is this sign? Like, is this offensive? Are her neighbors that called the cops on her kids gonna be like, you know what? I am acting like a Karen, and then stop?
No, but it's funny.
Yeah.
It is funny. And I salute this lady to the point where her sign got on the news. Hell yeah.
I think it's hilarious that she put a sign out, and I don't think it's going to make them stop, but I think it's definitely going to make them be like, what's a Karen? Because they probably don't know. They're probably not like cool and on social media, you know?
Yeah.
Mm.
Or they're
probably
like, that's not me. I couldn't be a Karen. I'm not. Yeah.
I was
Right.
thinking too, like, where was the last like Karen? Because what Becky was a thing, right? Like Becky was a standard term.
Like the last name that was a Karen is what.
Yeah, like Karen is now like a meme. It's like a whole idea. If you're calling somebody a Karen, you're seeing a lot of stuff about it.
Right.
What was the last name where it was like,
Was it Carol or Sharon?
what's a Carol? What's a Sharon?
Like that was like the name before Karen, before we made Karen a name.
I feel like there was a lot of loose, like you just kind of be like, oh, she's being
Kathy.
I think
Yeah.
Becky.
Yeah.
I think Becky was the only, because like Becky was a specific type of white woman.
When I hear Becky though,
connection
I
and
thought
just
Becky
heads up.
was just like a white girl that was like, oh my God, I'm Becky, and like,
Yeah,
ew, my nails.
yeah, that was a Becky.
But
I
those,
think
they
it's
didn't
not a
call the
Karen.
cops on people. They were just concerned.
Yeah,
with
Becky's
nails.
Becky's are not Karens, but it's like a specific, right? It's a specific kind of white woman.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm proud of this woman for putting up the Karen sign. I think that's funny.
Fight the Karens, mama. Okay,
Yeah.
this is our last story. A widow's stolen $9,500, $10,000 wedding ring was found at a North Sacramento pawn shop. So some old lady, she lives in El Dorado County.
Yeah.
And they don't
What's her
tell
name?
you-
Karen.
She lives in El Dorado County, and she's a nice old lady. She's a widow. She had a $10,000 wedding ring. It was stolen. They never say, the investigators never say who it is, right? But the sheriff's office says the suspect confessed to stealing the ring while the woman's house was being cleaned.
I knew you were gonna say that.
So did I.
I knew you were gonna say that.
The unidentified suspect faces charges of grand theft and elder abuse. What's the elder abuse?
I feel abused. My things are missing.
Did they punch
Yeah,
her?
that's it.
So how did they find this lady's whatever?
It probably had like a serial number or something that went with it, and then she probably reported it missing, and then it popped up
Okay.
at a pawn shop.
And then they looked at the footage on the pawn shop or whatever.
Yeah, that's like a super easy open case, found it, closed case. Like that's a pretty easy case to solve.
Yeah. So
Is
I
there
mean,
like
if you watch
old
SVU, that's
house.
like, if you watch SVU, that's like the first 5 minutes. What's easy?
yeah.
is there like a lot, like is there a thing where cops frequent pawn shops to see if there's stolen stuff there?
I think so.
I never thought about
I think if you have a $10,000 ring and you tell your insurance company, they tell all the whatever. And if you're the pawn shop and you bring that in, they probably go, hey, we'll buy it off. We'll buy it from you. The insurance will give you the money and we'll catch the thief. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I bet there's some kind of You know what I mean?
That makes sense. That sounds like a good deal. Like that's
Well, I
why
just
you
made
pay
it
for
up right now.
insurance.
I just made it up right now.
But it
It
does
sounds
Um,
legit.
That may or may not be very true. I don't know.
on shop owners a bunch of narcs. Okay, so that's it. So and I'm assuming it's this cleaning lady, right?
Oh yeah, Maria
Got it.
totally took it.
It's got to be one of my
That's the
favorite
worst.
things.
That's the worst one. A horrible stereotype that there is like it ends up happening. Then it's that reinforces it for all the other
Well,
races.
so that's what's interesting is they never say that. They just
Yeah.
say, but immediately that's what I thought of because they said while the house was being cleaned, but they didn't
Yeah.
say if that was the person cleaning the house. But they're saying El Dorado Hill, someone's cleaning the house. So then it was like, are they like a really liberal paper and they're trying not to perpetuate the stereotype, right? But
I
then
highly doubt that in El Dorado Hills that they're
well,
very
this
an
is Fox, the
older
story's
El
from Fox.
Dorado
The story's
an
from
older El Dorado Hills resident is very liberal. I just like can't see it being the truth.
Wait, you said county or hills? Because county's a lot bigger. That could be like Placerville, which is still, but
El
Oh,
Dorado.
Placerville's worse.
yeah, but it's not. It's like it's more rednecky. It's less like housewife who stays at home and drinks wine all day. It's like a
Right.
I'm glad she got her
flavor.
ring back though, but
I am too.
So
That's
she
a
can-
hard thing to lose.
So she can own it for another 3 years before she dies. Okay, I'm sorry.
and
Damn!
with that, let's go to our happy story, Aurora. Let's go.
Okay, so my happy story is that a child with cystic fibrosis recovers from COVID-19.
Oh, nice. Way to go, baby. How old is this child?
5 years old.
Oh, okay.
So does this mean COVID's not real? I'm just kidding.
Also, so sad that this 5-year-old has cystic fibrosis. It's probably not
Yeah.
going to live past like 16.
Oh man, yeah.
Nah, you
What?
know what? If this baby could beat like COVID right now, with like it's probably gonna be a super baby. It's probably just gonna be the hardest child to ever live. I bet you.
Maybe it's like an
Oh my
X-Men.
gosh! Speaking of super
Baby
baby,
will
that's
be
such
the
a good
fireman.
segue.
Yeah. Super baby. Oh, for WandaVision.
Yeah, good
Yeah, that's
segue to
it. That's the
WandaVision.
Sacramento news, everybody.
And mutants.
That's the
Kind of.
Sacramento news. We're now going to do a full-on spoiler talk about WandaVision because
Yes.
tonight at midnight, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. The finale.
So talk to me, nerds. What's up? What are you looking
I'm
forward to?
staying up late to watch it.
I'm super sad. It's only, what is it, 50 minutes or something? Like I can't believe they're not
Is it
going to be
gonna
able
be
to do
50?
justice to all my questions in 50 minutes.
I'm worried it's gonna end with sort of like more of a like a cliffhanger than we want it to be, because it's like this is the first phase 4 thing that we're seeing, isn't it? Because the
Yeah.
end of phase 3 was Far From Home, the Spider-Man movie. And so now it's like the first thing, like we were supposed to get Black Widow, and then
And we were supposed to get Falcon and Winter Soldier.
right. And then also there was the Eternals, I think was supposed to be last November. So there's like a lot. Like it's actually interesting that they ended up showing us WandaVision first, because it sounds like they had to rearrange some stuff. So it must not matter too much. But yeah, I'm just worried that like this one won't resolve itself enough, and there'll be like a lot of setup, because supposedly, this will lead into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and the next Spider-Man movie.
And those are years out. And I'm not expecting answers to my question.
Spider-Man's the end of the year.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's December.
No, but Strange is 2 years out.
Yeah,
Right.
it's 1 or 2 years out. Yeah.
So I think a lot of the answers to the questions I have about WandaVision get answered 2 years from now. And I do see some carryover next year with this story, but not Falcon and Winter Soldier. Any question I have in WandaVision, I think has no bearing whatsoever. And Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're just going to be off starting new questions.
Yeah, totally. These are like little setups to pay off later. But I hope they don't, because I think a problem with the earlier phases was they would do this thing where it would just constantly be introducing a thing for later,
Yeah.
and they would never resolve the current thing. Like maybe they'd kill the villain or something, but they would never it'd always be like, oh, the Infinity Stone, it's still out there. Woo, whatever. So
I
Yeah.
just want to find out who's the stronger witch, Wanda or her neighbor.
yeah.
Oh, it's definitely Wanda, right?
Like, do you think they're
yeah,
gonna throw down? Do you think they're gonna throw down in this next episode? Like, do you think they're gonna
Yeah.
start
I
doing
think we'll have an action-packed witch battle.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have. Yeah,
Supposed
that's what
to
I'm
have, yeah.
thinking.
It's supposed to be like one of the most expensive, like detailed, massive fights of all time. And
Oh
like,
my god, I'm so excited.
Did you read that?
yes, supposedly, like per second, it's just full of supposedly.
And I love that. Do you think that? So what's her neighbor's name again?
Agatha.
Agatha, yeah.
Agatha. How did I forget
Agatha
that?
or
My best
Agnes.
friend's name is Agatha.
Just think of the witchiest name you can think of, and it's that.
That's my friend's name. But anyways,
Agatha was actually
Agatha, so
Karen of
Agatha-
the 1600s.
Yeah, she was. She was a good no Karen.
So Agatha and Wanda are gonna throw down. Do you think that what's her name is gonna also throw down? The one that knows Captain Marvel? Do you think she's gonna get involved in this?
Like a Rambo.
Because she is super.
See,
Yeah, because she has superpowers now.
that's what bugs me the most is you got where the hell does this other Quicksilver come from?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that
I
next.
need to answer that question. And if he is the Fox Marvel Quicksilver, then he has to do the thing he does. If it's him, he has
right. The
he
cool
has
thing
to-
where he's moving fast, but everyone's slow around
he
him.
has to do that. That's why you're here, guy.
But
That's
also,
why you instead of the other guy.
but didn't Agatha say that she made him and he's not?
She said she controlled him.
Okay.
She said
Right.
she controlled him. So where did he come from? I don't know. But then so he has to do his thing. And then Monica Rambeau, she just got powers, right? And she's in
Right.
there. She's feisty. She's got to do something. That's 5 to 10 minutes right there. Just for those two. Vision has to fight Vision. That's
Yeah.
25 minutes of that.
There's
I
a lot
feel
that
so
needs to
bad
be
for
resolved.
Vision. I feel so bad for Vision. I feel bad that he like died and she like brought
All
him
he
back to
does is
life.
die.
But then also, did she? Because we don't really know. Because apparently,
All
You
he
know?
does is die. I think he died. He's Jarvis.
Yeah.
Killed by
Right.
Ultron. Basically killed by Ultron as Jarvis.
It,
And they put him in the body.
it feels like
what?
it feels like Wanda like created him again from her memory. So it's not like the exact same vision because he doesn't have all the same memories. She just made like it's almost like she created his soul, but like a lesser version of it. And I feel like what's going to happen, but maybe they're going to subvert this, is they have this like new white vision body and they're going to battle in the TV world and
Right.
then they'll merge and then he'll be back.
I think he's gonna kill himself. And then he will have died 5 times in the MCU. Like this, they just keep killing this dude.
Vision's
Yeah.
main power is just resurrecting from death.
Nobody comes
Yeah.
back more than the Vision.
He's
Yeah.
sort of the Martian Manhunter of
What's
DC.
gonna happen- what happens to the kids? What happens to his little kids?
Well, I don't know. Are they real too? Like, are they? Because she kind of created them also. There's so many. Like, we don't know the rules of her TV world exactly because it's like, how real are these things? Are they all just illusions, or did she legit make this stuff? Because she has the Infinity Stone power in her, and those things can do all kinds of shit. That's weird. So, I don't know.
I know now they got kids involved. Now it's all like, oh my God, there's kids involved. You got Rambo, you got Agatha.
Mhm.
Vision's dead, but he's alive, but he's gonna die again, but he's already dead, so he's gonna die from death.
I have I have two. All right, I have 2 questions that really okay. Number one is at the end, do you think that they're gonna nail it? Like I'm already disappointed that it's not a 2-hour episode, but in the end, there's gonna be some more. It's just not everything's gonna be answered. But do you think this episode is gonna be a satisfying end to WandaVision?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful for like 50% satisfying, where like some of it gets resolved, but 100% they're gonna.
Right.
There's probably going to be a big cameo. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Benedict Cumberbatch or something like that.
I'm expecting Ben.
Yeah, like maybe she goes off with him, and then we're like, oh shit, they're going there to do that movie, and yeah, that's gonna happen. And then I think Monica Rambeau, like she's gonna spiral off into Captain Marvel 2, whatever that's gonna be, which I don't know when that movie comes out, but
Mhm.
I think they put her in here so they could be like, don't worry, we're still doing Captain Marvel stuff. You know,
Yeah.
they're always juggling a lot of shit in the
I
air.
feel like they've nailed stuff. And so I feel like they're gonna do a really satisfying end for the WandaVision story, but then still, I mean, that's the plan now. It's like every show's not going to end tight. They're going to always end up with all these little spirals that are going to, bleed all over all the other franchises. So I guess this is my other question is, which I don't hear a lot of people talking about is, so we're all up to date, right? And we all know that Wanda did this, right? And
Mhm.
Agatha's been fucking with her and all this, whatever. And so
She's like a moth that was drawn to the light
right.
yeah.
So, but Wanda did this, right? So I don't know how it's going to end, but it is going to end, right? Like, doesn't Wanda still have to go to jail for
No.
accidentally ruining thousands of people? Because remember when that guy comes out of it, he's been in pain now
Yeah.
for
But
weeks.
was it Wanda or Agatha?
No, Agatha did not make this. Agatha doesn't even know how she did. Wanda did this in grief, right? But what are the repercussions of taking over the lives of thousands of people and putting them in
Okay,
like?
but I think that Hydra is controlling Wanda somehow and has like manipulated her mind to do this without even realizing, because Wanda even says at one point, she's like, I don't know how I'm doing this. And I
I
think
don't know.
Hydra is still
I
around
think she
doing it,
didn't
especially
know.
because all the commercials.
I think she didn't know because she had blocked it from her. I think that's what the whole show is about, is her confronting her grief.
But what about all the commercials with Hydra hints in it?
I think that's her grief, right? Those are the things
It's
she doesn't
also
talk about.
that's her world because she was working with them, so I think it trickles out of her brain into the commercials.
Yeah.
But you're right, it could be possible. It's just I think Hydra's kind of dead. Like they sort of unceremoniously killed like two or
That's the
three
whole point of
guys.
Hydra. When you chop one head,
Right, yeah.
that's the whole point of it.
And Baron Zemo's coming in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and doesn't he join Hydra? Like he's supposed to be Hydra, but
Yeah.
in the movie he wasn't. In Civil War he wasn't Hydra.
Or was he?
But yeah,
He's a scroll. All right. When do you start getting on Scroll Watch? Because that's coming. That's got to be coming.
there's a series. There's a series announced, right, with Nick Fury called Secret War, or what is it called?
Something like that, yeah.
I've never read a lot of these comics either, so I'm just like I read some little blurbs here and there, and I know about the broad strokes, but I'm more of like the movie TV side.
I think that's for the best. Like I read all the comics when I was a kid, and I'm not mad at people at all when they're like, I have no idea who these characters are and what they're doing. Because I was like, well, then you get to experience it fresh like I did. You get to, a lot of like the purists are like, oh, I already did this in the books. Or they're like, oh, that's not how it happened in the books. You can never make them happy. I think MCU has a pretty good balance. And I like people seeing this shit for the first time, and being like,
I like when they change it because it subvert. It's like if you've already seen this, you don't want to see the same thing again.
yeah, well, some things you do, right?
That's true. Yeah,
Right. When the things that they pick to redo and the things that they decide to change, I think they're gonna nail it. So we should do like a review, bro. We should get back together and review the whole season next week.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna stay up late and watch it if you guys want to just review it tomorrow.
I do. I'm gonna stay up and watch it.
Yeah.
But I don't think Luke's gonna be here. Are you?
I can be here tomorrow.
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Oh boy.
Let's get it out. Let's go. Nice. Luke, where can we find you, man? Online.
At Epic Tiki Comedy on Twitter, at Epic Tiki on Instagram, youtube.com/Epic Tiki. That's where all my /Epic Tiki Comedy on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, just Google Epic Tiki, it'll come up. Ellis is on my videos. Aurora will be on my podcast soon. we got to schedule that. Yeah,
Let's do
that's
it.
And
I have a
then-
show coming up too, but it's in Atwater, which is far away. So I don't know.
How far is Atwater?
It's in the 209. It's
Yeah.
one of those Fun Junkies shows. Those are really good. I did one already, and it was fun. Eric Powers is doing a good job. I don't know. He has like some friends he's working with, I guess. But yeah, I can't find the flyer, but it's gonna be sick. Message me on follow me on social media, and then message me, and I'll tell you where the show is if you want to go.
Right?
Huh?
Epic Tiki, that's how they can find you on social media.
Yes. At Epic Tiki Comedy on Twitter, at Epic Tiki on Instagram.
And then Aurora Singh, where can we find you?
Aurora Singh on everything. And my YouTube, I just posted a new video this morning. And it's the beginning of my health journey, and because I'm just like a fat girl trying to live her best healthy life. And on TikTok, it is Aurora Singh with the number 1.
Damn, because that other bitch.
Fucking other bitch.
I've actually got some people looking into this, Aurora. We're gonna find this bitch.
You got some PIs on the job.
I mean, there's a firefighter who doesn't have a job now, so that's pretty much a policeman, and that's also close to a detective.
Pretty much.
It's the same thing.
But one of the good ones. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow with a spoiler review. Sacramento. Bye. Bye, Sacramento.
Bye.